Will Andre Ward fight Canelo next and end his retirement? Nope. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego in the back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, and the Venmo donations, Patreon family. We working. And Cash App. I always forget Cash App, but y'all be coming through with the Cash App too. Shout out to ESPN Plus. Use my affiliate link below. It does help the channel as I'm working with Disney. So there's some upcoming fights. Hit that link, subscribe, sign up. Now, speaking of ESPN correspondent, former fighter Andre Ward. You guys see it, link in the description. Andre Ward says he won't end his retirement to fight Canelo Alvarez. And this is a writer from Dan Raphael. As far as Andre Ward is concerned, it's thanks but no thanks. Ward, the former unified super middleweight light heavyweight world title, said Friday he's not interested in coming out of retirement to fight newly crowned light heavyweight titleist. Since Alvarez, boxing's biggest star, which I've already said my opinion on that, but climbed 2 weight divisions, sensational 11th round knockout of Kovalev Saturday, blah, blah, blah. You know, rampant speculation that perhaps Ward would exit retirement. However, Ward, who twice defeated Kovalev, shot down the speculation during the ESPN SportsCenter interview on Friday. This is what he says. I'm not coming out of retirement to fight Canelo Alvarez. There's been a lot of talk when the fight was signed, and obviously since Canelo got the victory over Sergey Kovalev, my phone's been blowing up nonstop. There's been a lot of pressure from individuals in the business, entertainers, you name it, trying to pull me out, and it's just not something that I'm interested in doing. But don't get me wrong, I'm a fighter at heart. It's not hard to talk me into a fight. It's actually harder to talk me off the ledge, and I have great team members, and we sat down and we sit down and talk about these things, and I have to keep my word. And I have to stick to my convictions that I made September 21st, 2017. He remembers the date. He said, I feel like I'm going to be a better asset to the sport of boxing, my family, my church, all the things that I'm doing as a retired fighter than I would be if I came back. Right? So there you have it. Ward's undefeated. He's doing the commentary stuff. He was the host of The Contender. And, you know, I wasn't even really, you notice the whole speculation. See, this is what boxing has a lot of this, you know, people saying Tank hit Broner hit Tank or whatever. And people just run with it, trying to break a story. And the game's getting oversaturated with stuff like that. I know Andre Ward personally, you know, we have similar stomping grounds. I'll be out in Oakland, wherever, just around the Bay. You know, I'm from the Bay, he's from the Bay. And when there's speculation, I'm the type of person, as a man who I am, I didn't want to make a bunch of videos about it when I can, you know, if I really had a question, I could reach out to him. I could reach out and, you know, see what he thinks or try to get his word on it or, you know, whatever the situation is. But I like to let people and let certain situations manifest. And the funny thing is, I'm so glad Andre Ward came out and said he's not coming back to fight Canelo Alvarez. For a few reasons. One, just dead the conversation. If it's not something you want to do, or you don't want to break your promises to your wife and family, you know, Ward has a young child like he had not too long ago, things like that. And he says he's more of a service to boxing with all, you know, just everything, all his faculties, and keeping his word. He chose to retire for a decision. So, you know, there's going to be detractors and people say that he's afraid of Canelo, but he was willing to fight the Crusher when he was undefeated and when he actually fought, you know, through power punches, unlike what he did with when he fought Canelo and they seemed like buddies. Kovalev didn't seem like he liked Andre Ward, you know, so it was like two different Kovalevs to begin with. But, you know, people can try and the detractors can try to make it look like Andre Ward. Listen, you're not a champion. You are retired, and you retired on your own terms. That's like me saying Errol Spence, you know, him calling out Eric Morales, you know, and saying, oh, Eric Morales, I want to fight him. And then Morales said, nah, I ain't coming back to fight Errol Spence. I'm not coming back to fight Terrence Crawford. I mean, that's his personal choice. You don't have no pressure. Terrence Crawford, what if he called out Juan Manuel Marquez? Marquez ended, you know, let's look it up. Marquez ended, I think, on the Mike Alvarado fight. You know, and he knocked out Pacquiao not too long before that. So just to dead that, because I know the detractors and the haters are gonna say weird stuff. Yeah, Mike Alvarado. See, my memory's good. So he ended his career beating Mike Alvarado. Before that, Tim Bradley, and then he knocked out Pacquiao. That's how he chose to end his career. So if at any point in the last couple of years or now, Terrence Crawford, which would be a good fight, Marquez and Terrence Crawford. I mean, can you imagine that? If Terrence Crawford, you know, fought Pacquiao or something and beat him, just like Canelo fought this version of Kovalev, even though it looked FAF, and beat him, and then people started linking Terrence Crawford's name to Marquez because they both beat Pacquiao. I mean, what is that bearing on Marquez's decision? And Marquez, just like Andre Ward, he too does a lot of commentary for the like a lot of Spanish speaking stations and stuff for boxing. And he comes out, I believe he works, I don't know who he works with, ESPN or somebody, and, you know, spends time with kids in the gym, and he got his own thing going on. So I know nobody would say anything and accuse Marquez of ducking. He fulfilled everything he wanted in his career, and he never was knocked out, and he ended on his terms. So same thing with Andre Ward. And just to make that even more hit close to home, Andre Ward told me personally, I was covering, I think it was the Sullivan Barrera fight, Andre Ward, Floyd Mayweather. I asked him, me personally, I asked Andre Ward about Floyd Mayweather, who had retired, and they were trying to get him back to the ring or something like that. And Andre Ward told me that people want to see Floyd Mayweather spilling about in the ring, and, you know, looking bad, and just to say he lost to somebody. You get what I'm saying? See, I don't know where the clip is right now, but I mean, I could find it, but you guys could find it too. But he says, yeah, I remember. See, I remember this background. But anyway, what he says was like, people, they want to see Floyd just take a L. That's what people want. And he says, I'm glad Floyd retired, and he's like ending it on his own terms, things like that, because Floyd, he deserves it. He worked hard and stuff. I'm sorry, this is glitching out a little bit. Okay, I found it. See, Andre Ward told me, this is an interview when I was talking to him, because this is 3 years ago. So this was like when people, I think they were linking him to Mayweather to coming back out of retirement for a 50th fight. And this is what Andre Ward said 3 years ago. So this is nothing new. I told you I've been in the game. This was Andre Ward at his media day. Let's see if we can.
I have no idea.
Look,
I'd probably be a rich man if I could predict what.
This is my question. All right, look.
Now, you mentioned Floyd Mayweather, one of your favorite fighters, and from the mind of a fighter, do you think Floyd will return for a 50th bout?
I'd probably be a rich man if I could predict what Floyd Mayweather is going to do. I have no idea. He's earned the right to do whatever he wants to do. Personally, I would like to see, the competitive side wants to see him break the record, but being a lifelong fan of the sport, not lifelong, being a fan since I've been about 10 years old, you know, I would like to see him go out like this, because we don't get to see this. We typically see the sport retire fighters, not the other way around. So I would love to see him go off like this, and people never get to see him in a situation that a lot of haters want to see him in, bleeding on the canvas, hurt, too old, some young guy having a showing that he doesn't have. If he could avoid that situation, and not to say that it would be that if he came back, but you know how we all get old, man, and it's, you know, by the time is undefeated. So I would love to see him go away like this, but he deserves the right to do whatever he wants to do. He's smart. You know, he knows how much he has left in the tank. What about you, Andre? You're in the middle of...
Boom. We got action. I covered this fight on my birthday week for y'all. Look, my birthday, March 25th, 2016. So Andre Ward's ahead of his time, bro. Look, Andre Ward on Floyd Mayweather 50th fight. So this is before Floyd came back for a 50th fight. Look at the dates. It says haters want to see him bleeding on the canvas too old. Bro, he's been thinking this. He's been ahead of his time. And we got to give respect to a guy like Andre Ward. So now in this Canelo thing, first of all, again, detractors are going to act like Ward's afraid, even though his whole career he's fought bigger men and Chad Dawson and Kovalev and Sullivan, Barrera, won the Super Six. He's not handicapped all of his opponents like Canelo. So that's just ridiculous to even like fix your mouth up to say that. But beyond that is there was no offer even made. This is just people speculating because they have a mutual opponent and the fact that Canelo's a champion at 175. But I haven't heard of no Golden Boy lucrative offer that they even sent to Andre Ward. So Andre Ward just deaded it. He says he enjoys what he's doing and he went out on his terms. End of story. So I can't fault a man, just like I wouldn't fault Marquez for not coming back to fight the Errol Spence. I would love to see that. You know, I'm not faulting Marquez for not fighting Crawford. There's great fights with Maidana. He even said he disappeared for 2 years. Marcos Maidana, he told you guys, he said he was coming back. He was even training, trying to lose weight. And then halfway through training, Marcos Maidana's like, nah, man, I've been gone too long. This is too hard. I ain't got it like that. You know, and Andre Ward's not saying that. He's not saying that. I see him frequently. He's in shape. You know he can get up for one more fight against a smaller person, but he's sticking with his convictions. So I'm glad Andre Ward did this. Now Canelo is stuck and he has to fight, you know, his contemporaries. If Canelo moved up at the time when Ward was active, then that would have been that. And, you know, he could have beat Kovalev if he could beat him and then fight Andre Ward. But, you know, timing, you can't judge different errors. Like, you know, get mad at Mike Tyson for not fighting someone who Muhammad Ali was before his era. They weren't both active at the same points of their career at the same time. So Canelo got up to 175 a little bit too late. So Andre Ward, from just knowing him and being covering his events and stuff, he's always been on this. He said, man, I'm going out on my terms. And he did just that after he beat Kovalev when the lights were shining the brightest. People doubted him from the first fight. He ended it. That's true championship. He didn't like end it on a sour note. He ended it. He says that he just told you the sport typically retire fighters. They're not doing that to me. So the man Ward is extremely smart, extremely sharp, both in the ring and now you see out of the ring. So Canelo, you know, he just got to fight one of his other contemporaries. But the great thing is Canelo is a champion in 3 divisions. 3 divisions. So he has a lot of people to choose from. Jermall Charlo, Demetrius Andrade, you know, Golovkin's out there. Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Smith, David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Artur Beterbiev. You know, a lot of great fights. Bevo's calling him out, right? So we'll see what Canelo decides to do. Andre Ward, he made his decision, and he's saying he made it for a reason, and he's sticking to his guns. It's really not fear for Canelo, because Canelo, to me, didn't even look good. I mean, Canelo showed he could be controlled by a jab by the bigger person. So, bro, Canelo, I don't even think he would have a shot versus Ward, even out of retirement, you know? Unless, and here's the other thing. The other reason why I don't think, first of all, Canelo's star power is fading. He's not like he's getting the opportunity to come back and fight Mayweather, who's at the top of his game and like 50-0, never lost. Canelo has some questionable wins. So it's probably not going to be worth it anyway, because Golden Boy is not the biggest promoter right now, and Canelo's fighting on the app. So Canelo's stuck, trapped on the app, like I told you. Does Andre Ward want to come back? He works with ESPN. You know, it's HBO boxing is no more. Canelo's not with a network like Showtime or ESPN. Does he want to come out of retirement to go fight on the app and then have Canelo Alvarez try to handicap him and make rehydration clause because he knows he bulked up for Creed 2 movie and he walked around at 185, 192. Andre Ward's too smart for that. So I don't think the fight would happen anyway. That's why no offers have been sent. So dead all that conversation about Ward is afraid of Canelo. Canelo just has to pick on somebody in his generation. You know, that's what it is. So shout out to Ward on the retirement. I can't wait to see what's next. And, you know, I like his standpoint. It's just like Ward and the franchise champion. I like when they just dead the, like, you know, this is championship stuff where you're not going to allow people to bully you. You're not going to allow people to, you know, brainwash you and manipulate you take advantage of you. That's what a real champion is to me. You know, when you're not going to waver and be, you know, succumb to peer pressure and then let somebody say, oh, you're scared. Okay. You know, I made my decision for a reason. Before Canelo was even at 175, he decided to retire. It's not like Canelo was at 175 calling him out and then Ward said, hey, man, I'm out of here. So, you know, the detractors, they're going to try to spin it and, you know, whatever they want. But shout out to the real champions doing real things. You know, Wilder denouncing the franchise champion, saying, hey, to each his own. It's not really something I'm interested in. Shout out to Ward sticking to his guns, being a stickler for what he believes in, promises he may have made his team or his family, because it's easy to get lured out. You see Antonio Margarito, for example. Pacquiao messed up his eye and then Cotto messed up his eye worse. And then now it looked like his eye finna fall out, you know, and he out here fighting people that Kell Brook beat, you know, and he's fighting them and looking bad. And it's just like, why do that? Why do that? We got to start switching the tone in boxing where fighters get smarter with their money, smarter with their decisions, so they don't have to get lured back and be someone else's stepping stone. And me, like I said, I firmly believe, I don't think Andre Ward would be a stepping stone. I think he thoroughly will beat Canelo, probably by stoppage, you know, most likely by stoppage if they were to fight. But either way, I can appreciate a man who sticks to, you know, a God-fearing man who sticks to his convictions and his guns and his promises and his statements, you know, and does what he wants to do. And like I said, Canelo's star power on top of that is waning. You know, this article, Dan Raphael, Old Media, and all these people, they keep saying Canelo's the biggest star, but he just sold 10,000 tickets and they comped out 1,600. He just bowed down and submitted to an ESPN program, which is a rival competitor, UFC, in UFC's 244, Nate Diaz, Jorge Masvidal. So, you know, I think Andre Ward here is making the right decision. So I only talked about it because people were asking me my thoughts. Those are my thoughts. If you love what I'm doing, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, donate, all that good stuff. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego, son. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.